Hi, my name is Garrett Christopher, and this is my YouTube channel, Garrett's Take. Right now, we're in the middle of. That's not true. We're not in the middle of it. I am barely touching the peak precipice, whatever, of homelessness in my city. I'm still being lazy. Last time I promised you that I would look into a certain schedule as far as when they actually go out. There are teams, I guess, that go out and speak with people in the community that are homeless and try and offer things that are available through the city. I have looked into a schedule, but I haven't actually spoken with anyone. Severe baby steps. Uh, any case, um, yeah. By the way, please check out my other YouTube channels. They're a little more on the light side, the lighter side. There's Garrett Sports Take. Right now, we're embarking upon the 2021 football season, so I'm giving my weekly picks for that. I'm talking about some football stuff. I also talk about Garrett's movie take. And that one, I'm going to do a little tribute to John Candy a little later today, actually, and hopefully I'll post that later today. But yeah, please check that out too. What a great guy. In addition to that, I have a couple of books. Please check out GarrettChristopher.com. You'll find out more about me. I am a self-published author. A couple of audiobooks available on Audible. Plus, I do a weekly podcast available on both Spotify and Soundcloud. So please, under Garrett Christopher, check all these things out for me and let me know what you think. Please, good, bad, or indifferent. I want to know. Okay, so here is what I've been thinking about and doing this week. Like I said, I did reach out. I have a contact with the city and emailed her, and she emailed me back and a couple of things, but I couldn't quite put things together as far as I just want to schedule when they do certain things, meetings, just so I can know, so I can get involved in that kind of a thing. I really am kind of trying, we'll put it like that. So, and again, I'm sharing this with you because maybe some of you, like me, are on the fence about certain things, and whether it be about homelessness or about whatever, you get all fired up about it. You want to start doing something, and you dig in there, and next thing you know, life happens, and you've stopped getting involved or even moving to the next step. And that's where I am currently, and I'm just kind of sharing this with you. But I do want to talk about one thing today. And again, before I actually start speaking with people, and either who are homeless or those who have been speaking with homeless individuals, and finding out more about the mindset, right? The mentality. Because to me, it's, yeah, physically you're sleeping outside. Physically, you don't have anything to eat. Physically, you don't have the right clothes to wear in the winter and that kind of a thing, or the right covering, when it's raining and that kind of a thing. But mentally, right? I mean, to me, and again, maybe all this will change when I start speaking with someone, but for me, mentally is where it all begins. So I am personally going through something right now. And the word that I would best describe kind of my position in life is isolation. Okay? No, I'm not like here in this room like 24 hours a day or stuck in some little place, that kind of a thing. But it's a mental, a little bit physical too, but it's a mental isolation. I have created it. I have caused the situation, which makes it, I don't know if it makes it more difficult or more easy to contend with, but with which to contend. But yeah, isolation. And the reason why I bring that up is that, is this something that someone on the way, before you begin sleeping outside, before you have to start asking people for some change, for food, or whatever you need to get you through the day, right? Whatever that may be. What's the mindset? What's going on? When you see that person in front of the liquor store and they're kind of grubby and whatever like that, and they're asking for a dollar or what have you, they didn't go from high school, college, a job at McDonald's, whatever. They didn't jump from that to that. There was something or some things that happened in between, right? So why am I talking about isolation? Because I'm dealing with it right now, right? From family members and people that I love. Again, my own doing here. But maybe that's a part of what's happening here. Isolation from loved ones, isolation from a situation, isolation from a loved one, isolation from community, from society in general. And does that continue? So let me then kind of come around a little bit here and talk about the ideal that the city in which I reside, the mindset they have is that don't help these people, don't feed them, don't clothe them, don't give them socks, don't do any of that. Allow them to hit rock bottom so that the city can then provide. So when we go out, talking about the city, because it's not we yet, So when the city goes out to help them, they're hungry for the assistance, the correct assistance. Again, I don't know where I stand on that yet. I want to see exactly what goes on. I've seen places they have available for these persons, programs they have available. I see a number of people that are involved and fired up about getting people off the streets and helping them, but I haven't been a part of it yet. I don't know exactly what goes on with that yet. But when a person has been told no, we don't want you, either in word or in deed, a certain amount of isolation comes up, mental, physical, what have you. So then for someone else to come along and say, yes, come on, we'll help you, trust, I think, dissipates quickly and over time with isolation. Because if you lose trust in the persons or the situation you thought you had, right? And I talked about this. No kid in kindergarten, when the teacher asks, what do you want to be when you grow up? No one raises their hand and says, I want to be a transient. I want to be homeless. No one says that. So we have the dreams and aspirations, even for a child who's born, that you see on some of these infomercials that don't have enough food to eat and their bellies are sticking out like that. They have dreams and aspirations. They don't want to be in that situation, right? No one wants to go hungry. So it's not a matter of want. It's a matter of, over time, I'm sure, acceptance, because there have been some things lost, whether it be reality or just in their head, right, that they think, perception, as far as that's concerned. If this sounds like I'm rambling a little bit, I am, because I'm really trying to put these things together. I did not rehearse this conversation. I wanted to come in fresh, because again, I wanted to share with you what I'm thinking as I'm going through a little something. 0.00001% of what a homeless person goes through mentally with the isolation factor. You lose trust in people and persons. You start searching out, and your mind starts to play with you. You start to think about things you wouldn't have thought about before. When you have security, when you know where you're going, when you know what you're doing, when you have a schedule, when you have, even for those who aren't schedule oriented, when you have certain things, anchors, right? When those anchors are taken away from you, or you have severed those anchors, whichever the case, at that point, what are you doing? What are you going to do? And is that something that's lending itself up toward this? So when someone feels isolated, when someone just has no trust in anything or anyone, but perhaps themselves and the little dog they have with them, for someone else to come in and to offer blah, 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 and for that person to accept that, that's going to be a humongous step. And from what I've seen so far, it's not a step that's taken easily, first of all, and at all in some cases. And even when it is taken, there's still a matter of, got a lot of time. Even when you provide someone with a place to live, right? They're in that place alone. Yeah, you have conversations either daily, weekly, whatever, with people, that groups that come in and talk with them in community like that. But there's still, let's say, at least 23 hours of time that you're there and you're able to think about stuff. So what is the community doing as far as keeping them busy? A friend right now I have is talking about stay busy, just stay active, just keep doing things, just to keep your mind on the positive. In a way, do we have those things? Again, does the city have those things? Something else to think about. But the reason why the isolation thing comes up in my head about that and about the trust thing, in between the time that the person has decided that their hope for what they had thought was typical living in a place, having a job, whatever the case, and whether it was taken from them, whatever the situation, whatever the scenario, they have now decided, I'm just doing this. I'm just out here, and whatever happens, when the police come, when people yell at me, spit at me, when someone does give me $1, whatever the case, this is what I'm going to do. All right. And again, I'm talking about the person who's actually homeless, not the person who's pretending to be homeless, who's out there and is getting hundreds and hundreds of dollars a day from people, and then they go and live in their place. I'm talking about those who are actually homeless. From that moment until they would actually be willing to open up enough to receive assistance from a community, right, from a program, how long is that going to be? And during that time, are we as the community who are not involved in the program, and we're not homeless, how long are we going to go on and not help feed this person? How long are we going to go on? I have a friend who every year over Christmas time has a program where he has people donate socks, and then he gives those socks to the homeless. People don't think about it. Socks are very important. They get wet, they get soggy, nice, clean, fresh socks. You ever put on a fresh pair of socks that feel really good? It feels good. On my dogs, it feels really good. What do we do in between? So great. So we don't do anything until the person just rock bottom and gives up. But to what extent does that reach? Does this person, I mean, there's destitution at some point in time, isn't there? Because a stubbornness, there's a hardness of the heart that comes about when you don't trust someone, when you feel isolated and feel like no one really cares. So why would this person care? What quota are they trying to fill? What are they trying to do to me? Really, I'm going to go live in a place where you provided just to get out of, I'm fine right here. It rains in Southern California. It rains 12 days out of the year. I'm good here. It's not a problem. Again, it's just supposition, all of these things. But for me to assume that we're going to just hard heart these people, right? Tough love these people until they actually give into whatever. Can I do that? Can we do that? Is there an in-between? Because again, this person's going hungry. There's a situation in my head that I liken it to, and I don't want to bring that up right now because I don't want to start a big controversy here, but sometimes people approach other people and they think that, hey, let me just knock this out. Much like a salesperson coming in, right? You're not even on the car lot. When someone approaches you and says, hey, want to buy this car? It's got this, it's great for you, like that. No relationship's been started. I don't know this person. They just come and start talking to me about whatever, about things that are better for me. You don't know me. Okay, maybe you're a psychologist and you know the common man or common woman. Okay, I get it. We're all really the same. But you don't know my situation. You don't know me. So for you to and then assume that, hey, you need to receive this and then go from there, I've never been a fan of that. Relationships. And sometimes the best way to garner a relationship is to feed someone. Just stick out a hand. Give a dap. Just be there. This was everywhere. I'm sorry, I got a biker going by. This was everywhere, I'm sure. But again, something was on my mind. I was going to say I promise, but I can't promise it. I'm really going to try and get a schedule together and actually get in there so I can share with you dates when I'll be going out and doing certain things. But I wanted to put this out there for you. Hey, I'm Garet Christopher. And there we have it. Have a great day, please. I'm going to try, and I hope you try too. Take care. GoPro, stop recording.